This is the beginning of the end. Of the end of the beginning. These are tales from Riftdale. Hello, Riftdale. I am codename Clairvoyance, and I beg you to remember that codename. Because after today, this broadcast will come to an end, never to return, and you may never hear from me again. Now, before I scare anyone, let me clarify. I'm not going to die or anything. Well, actually, if the person you are today is completely erased from yours and everyone's memory, does that constitute death? Now that I think about it, that might be worse than death. It's like you were never alive to begin with. Okay, look, what's important right now is that you, don't panic. Stop panicking. I know you're all very nervous about my impending erasure from existence and what that's going to feel like, and if I'll even be the same person afterwards, and why is this happening? I don't want to do this. Okay. Deep breaths. Everybody calm down, okay? Stop worrying. Listen, I'm not worried. I'm not panicking, so you shouldn't be either. Besides, all of you will likely have your minds wiped of any memory of me as well. Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. Okay. So, this broadcast will be ending after today. Of course, this wasn't my decision. Something has come up that I cannot ignore. Were it up to me, this broadcast would continue indefinitely until the organization I've been working to expose, the Eye of the Rift, and all of their monsters in the shadows were brought to justice, but there's nothing I can do. Because of this, I hope some of you out there continue documenting the goings-on of Riftdale. I know there are those of you already operating in secret, one of whom has called into my broadcast before. You know who you are, mysterious text-to-speech caller. However, I implore you all to not make the same mistakes I did. Keep everything analog, writing everything down. Avoid their attention if you can, and above all, never use the real names of civilians. This organization has eyes and ears everywhere. They have more power and influence than we can possibly compete with. And at this point, our only viable weapon is information. Although, I would like to note that despite all of their power and influence, I don't believe that the Eye of the Rift is truly in control. Whether it's a scheme that's gone awry or something far more nefarious, something is happening in Riftdale. Just look at everything they've tried to make us forget. Human-esque figures with glowing eyes wandering the subway system. A priest with a crown of thorns bleeding from the palms in downtown Riftdale, not to mention that food truck in downtown Riftdale a few weeks ago. Not like a truck that serves food. I mean a truck literally made of food. It just appeared one day near Pete's Pizza in downtown Riftdale, and it smelled terrible. Or at least I imagine it did. Obviously, I wasn't physically there, but hundreds of pounds of fruit, fish, dairy products, and more all sweltering in the midday sun? I practically could smell it through my monitor. I certainly hope none of you are eating lunch and or dinner whilst I just made you remember the grotesque sight of that rotten food truck with the stench that would pierce and infect your nostrils for the rest of the day. I mean, the dairy products were especially vile with how they practically melted and oozed all over the other already spoiling foods. And especially don't try to recall how the food truck eventually decomposed into a horrid puddle of black, brown, and green liquid. A grotesque, chunky slime that oozed its way down the road before eventually being cleaned up by the people in black suits and red ties. Yes, that would definitely be a terrible memory to recall whilst eating. So, if you are eating, listeners, be sure to not recall that memory. Listeners, it's important to remember that none of what I just listed is normal. Not the blind watchers wandering the subway system, not the priest with a crown of thorns and bleeding palms, and certainly not the food truck. The fact that the Eye of the Rift has been so desperate to cover all of this up means that we have found their weakness. Don't let these tales fade into the darkness, Riftdale. If we do, then we have lost. The Eye wants us to forget, wants us to continue on, none the wiser. If you merely accept the bizarre happenings of Riftdale and accept that you can't remember 100% of your day, then they've won before this fight has even begun. Never surrender your minds, Riftdale. Never forget. I have a citizen caller waiting on the line. This may well be the final call that I take on this broadcast forever. Hello, caller one. Without using your real name, can you promise me that I can count on you to document the events of our city after my departure? That I can count on you to be ever vigilant in your desire for the truth? That I can count on you to refuse to forget?
Hey, yeah, can I get a turkey club on white?
Can you get a what?
Oh, right, toasted. I want it toasted.
I don't understand. Is this some kind of code?
My bad, dude. I want that to go.
Caller 1, this is a pirate radio broadcast documenting the schemes of a looming corporate entity inside of our city.
Oh, nice. So, what does that come out to?
I don't serve sandwiches, Caller 1.
What? Aw, dude, did you guys change your menu?
What menu? Who do you think you're calling?
Mayo Bros. I think this is the right number.
Mayo Bros? I've never heard of a... Oh, wait, wasn't that the small local sandwich shop that closed a few years ago?
Oh, you guys are closed? When are you open again?
No, closed permanently. No one wanted sandwiches from a place called Mayo Bros.
What? Why not? Your clubs are the best, dude.
I'm going to hang up now, caller 1.
Tight. So, Do I pay when I get there, or can I pay you over the phone, bruh?
True to form. Anyway, I know there are some of you out there who will continue to fight to remember. There has to be, because if you're out there, listeners, if you don't, then who will? At any rate, I owe you all an explanation for why this broadcast is coming to an end. My time is running out, and I would prefer that the world know the reason for my disappearance, if it can even remember me at all. Let me start off by saying I made a foolish mistake, Riftdale. A mistake that, frankly, I should have been smart enough to avoid. I made the mistake of broadcasting a civilian's name. I put innocent lives at risk, and for that, I am sorry. You see, the Eye of the Rift has wanted me silenced for a long time. Probably because of the whole exposing their looming corporate scheme for our city thing, and thus they made vague threats repeatedly in the past. Threats which I had assumed were empty, because as you all know, I reside in an undisclosed location which is unknown even to me, a fact that never fails to make me feel very uncomfortable. But because of this, I had always assumed there was nothing they could do. Unfortunately, that was untrue. There was just nothing they could do to me. In hindsight, that was a very self-absorbed way of viewing the situation. I subconsciously have been attributing my own safety as being equal with the safety of everyone. Wow, I thought I already felt about as terrible about this as I could, but I somehow just made it worse. Well, I guess the silver lining, at least, is that I've learned something from this mistake. And because of that, I can better myself going forward. Yeah, I can... Oh. No, I can't. I will be forgetting everything, including this, by the end of today. But you all won't be able to remember this incident either. You will all likely forget my selfishness as a result of forgetting me. There's the silver lining. That soon I will no longer exist as you know me today. I'm going to stop thinking about this now. Anyway, the Eye now holds an innocent civilian prisoner. An innocent civilian whose only crime was listening to this broadcast. An innocent civilian who is now in danger because of me. Their capture is a direct result of my negligence. I have been told that soon a black van with tinted windows will arrive in downtown Riftdale near Sunny Myth Park. This van holds the civilian prisoner in question. After I was told that, I was then told I had a choice. I can choose to ignore this information, or I can choose to report to the van by sundown. If I choose not to show up to the van, then the civilian victim will have every last memory wiped from their mind. They will be made a blank slate. Still alive, still physically unharmed, but never the same person again. This choice would be me silently allowing this to happen. The other option, reporting to the van by sundown, will have me take their place. The civilian in question will be set free, and instead, I will experience the erasure of every last one of my memories. And soon thereafter, all of you will cease to remember me as well. Just don't think about it, just don't think about it, just don't think about it. Effectively, my choice is accept my fate and cease to exist as you know me today, or allow an uninvolved listener of my broadcast to take my place. It's simultaneously a very easy, yet very difficult decision to make. Listeners, I started this broadcast to you all in order to protect Riftdale from this organization. So when I have done the opposite, failed to protect this person, and instead placed them in harm's way with my irresponsibility, the choice is made clear. I can't, in good conscience, allow this innocent civilian to take my place. Therefore, once I end this broadcast today, I will be exiting this room that I've found myself in for so many weeks. I will find my way to Sunnymouth Park in downtown Riftdale. I will approach the black van with tinted windows, and I will take the place of their hostage. And that is why you will never hear from me again. I don't know where they'll take me. I don't know if I'll even be recognizable once they're done with me. Because I, as you know me today, will effectively cease to have ever existed. Well, I suppose that's everything I had to say. What a strange feeling. I'm rarely able to get out everything I need to say without the broadcast being interrupted by something serious. I almost wish I would get interrupted right now. No interruptions. Not even right now? I guess not. Well, with that, Riftdale, I will end this broadcast once and for all. Oh, thank God. It appears I have one final caller, listeners. And I do have some time before sundown, so I can definitely... Wait a minute, Stacy, is this you? Hello, caller 2, whose identity I do not know.
Hey, Claire. Wait, how did you know it was me? Did you, save my number? What the hell? Why haven't you texted me yet?
Of course not. I would never dare save an innocent caller's number. I respect privacy far too much. You just happen to consistently be my second caller. Also, I've never spoken with you before. Who is this?
Whatever, bitch! Look, I'm kind of freaking out right now. I never found Becky last night, and she still isn't answering her phone, and I'm, stupid worried.
Oh, right. Yes, I'm aware. Don't worry, I'm sure she's going to be all right.
How do you know? Her phone could be dead, and she could be, totally lost or some shit. I'm the one who's good with directions, Claire. One time she got us so lost that even my GPS couldn't figure out where we were.
All right. First off, I need you to sit down, okay? Stacy, are you sitting down?
Yes, bitch, I'm sitting on a park bench.
Okay, currently, the Eye of the Rift has Becky in their custody.
What?
They knew you had called into this broadcast before because you gave your name. They probably meant to grab you, but got her first. Either way, you gave her name as well, so it's still fair game to them. They're trying to get to me, Stacy, by punishing listeners of this broadcast.
Where are they?
No, don't worry, they won't hurt her so long as I take her place. I was just about to head down there, actually.
Where are they, Claire?
They're holding her in a van downtown by Sunnymouth. Actually, looking at the street cameras, it looks like they just pulled into the parking lot. Wait, Stacy, did you say you were in a park?
Black van? Tinted windows?
Yes? How did you know that? Can you see them? Oh no, Stacy, you're not thinking of...
I'll call you right back, babe.
Wait, Stacy! Hello? Uh-oh. Oh no. Listeners, Stacy, caller 2, hung up on me, and I see her on the feed now, and she's approaching the van now.
Hey, bitches.
No, Stacy, they're armed. She's going to get herself killed. Listeners, I need to end this broadcast now and make my way to downtown Riftdale immediately. Oh my god. I didn't realize Stacy could punch so hard. Is that a mascara brush? Oh my god. Did she just... in his eye? Oh, wow. That's certainly not the intended use of eyebrow tweezers. And I definitely don't think hair scrunchies go around the neck like that. Yeah, no, he's definitely choking. He is gasping for air. This is hard to watch. I'm just gonna look away for a bit. How are you all doing today, listeners? I hope you're all doing well. That man certainly wasn't. Is he still choking? Yep, he's still choking. And he's unconscious. They're all unconscious. All 4 people in black suits and red ties around the van are now completely unconscious. It looks like Stacy's helping Becky out of the van now. It seems like an inopportune time to kiss when there are unconscious agents everywhere, but I suppose Stacy seems to know what she's doing. And it looks like I'm getting a call back. Hello? Stacy?
Hey, bitch. I got Becky back, and she's, totally unharmed.
Stacy, are you okay?
No, I'm totally not.
You sustained injuries? How bad are you bleeding? Is it internal or external? What about broken bones?
What? No, those assholes just totally fucked up my eyeliner.
Stacy, look, you need to run now, okay? Get rid of your phone. Only pay for things in cash. You need to completely disappear off the grid. They will come after you.
Oh my god, you really haven't been joking, have you?
No, Stacy, this was never a joke. Now please, you have to run.
All right, Claire, chill, damn.
I'll chill when they can't find you. Now please, you're wasting time.
All right after we pick up some iced coffees, I'm totally wiped after that.
No, Stacy, you have to... Damn it. She hung up. Listeners, I suppose that I will no longer need to permanently end this broadcast. The prisoner that the Eye of the Rift was using for ransom, Becky, has been freed. Although, after what just happened, it is imperative that I do everything in my power to help Stacy and Becky disappear out of the eye's sight. So, for today, this broadcast will end, because I now have a lot of work to do. But rest assured, Riftdale, I will return. And of course, never forget, Riftdale, never forget